Good morning. My name is Freddy. Thank you for joining today. Today we will learn how to use fixed scan programs in Works3. So this will be a series of videos to assist you when you work with Works3. Most of the time we're not always familiar with some of the useful tools in the Mitsubishi software suite. So there are many tools hidden that most of us have never used since we just did not know about them. So let's have a look. I've already started GXWorks for us. We don't have to go through all the basics again. Okay, so first thing that we're going to do is look at fixed scanning. So once we've selected fixed scanning, we can just go and right click with your right hand mouse button and click add new data. So once you've added new data, you will be presented with a standard dialog box to select your style of programming. My style would be function block diagrams and ladder mixed, and I will give it the same name as my program that I want to develop. And at the bottom here I will show you where you can select or change your mind if you want to go and rather develop a scan program or an event program or standby, non-executable type or unregistered program. But today we're going to look at fixed scanning, and then just go ahead and click OK. You will be presented with your most important dialog box for fixed scanning. Same for event programming as well, like last week. A pointer will be assigned to your program. Remember, these are quite dedicated programs, and you're going to manage the scan time. For instance, let's say you want your main program to scan at 100 milliseconds. You're most welcome to adjust the time of your main program, or if you want to go and change your event program scan time, you can do that. And then obviously now for our fixed scan program, the GXWorks will allocate pointer I31. Now I can change that to a different pointer to allow the program to scan at my preferred time. Let me show you how that's done. Okay, so I'm going to click OK on that, and our fixed program will be generated. I'll show you full screen and what happened. Exactly the same as what you would have seen when you created a normal program. So, but now let's go and have a look at those parameters, the critical ones. So our program is now under listed under fixed scanning, and I'm going to go and look at my CPU parameters. Double click on your CPU parameters, go to program settings and look at your detailed settings. Double click on detailed settings, or you can click on the browse button on the far right hand side like I've demonstrated previously. So just go there, look on your far right hand side, you'll see a browse button. Either just double click on the line or just click on the browse button. Does exactly the same thing. So there's my scan, my fixed scan program, clearly listed under fixed scan, but my interrupt is set to interrupt the I31. Now be very careful here. Always read the information at the bottom. It's quite critical, because if you're going to miss these points, you're going to make a mess of it. But it's actually very easy to run your program. You've got a specific program that needs to go and monitor something at a specific rate. Then let me read this for you. Set the use program name the order of executing program and execution type. Set the details when setting the execution type of a fixed scan program, and also the ranges that you're going to be allowed in that. So let's have a look at the actual settings in that interrupt. Again, either browse button or just double click on the line, okay? Click on the browse button, you get your dialog box where you can go and decide to change your interrupts. But interestingly enough, I'm only allowed to use interrupt 28, 29, 30 and 31. And I'll show you the reason why. So again, at the bottom, important information, set your interrupt pointer, interrupt by internal time. You guys are welcome to ask questions. If you get any questions during the demonstration, you're most welcome to ask. Keep my eye on what happens in the background. Okay. So let's have a look at this again. So interrupt by internal timer. That will be between interrupt 28 and 31. So you're going to be able to adjust the timing on this. I'll show you exactly where to do that. Which is assigned to fixed scan execution type program. Okay. Set the fixed scan interval interrupt pointer in the CPU parameter, interrupt settings, and fixed scan interval settings. We're going to go there just now after this. Very important, do not use specified interrupt pointers in your program. What's going to happen if you use them? You're going to interrupt your program irregularly. So if you've got a timing program that needs to do something at exactly a certain time, and you use this interrupt in any which way in your program, it's going to interrupt your timing, and your timing is not going to work in, let's say, your timing program that you've designed. Okay, let's click OK on that. So they told us that we need to go to fixed scanning settings. Okay. What was it again? Have a look. Interrupt settings, CPU parameter interrupt settings. Okay. We're going to go to CPU parameters, and we're going to go to interrupt settings. Okay, we got that. And under interrupt settings, we will see those interrupts that's allocated for fixed scanning. You cannot use any other interrupt other than these ones for your fixed scan system, for your program that you develop. And over here you can decide at what rate you want which interrupt to run at. Okay. Again, read the information whenever you click on any dialog box, the purpose of that specific setting that you do. You will save yourself a lot of headaches and a lot of trouble. Okay. So our range is from 1 millisecond up to 60,000 milliseconds. Okay. Quite flexible, I'd say. And that wraps up interrupt programming. There's really not much else to it. This is all that you really need to know about fixed scanning. So whenever you develop a program, whatever you write down in here will be allocated to a specific time that you decided. Let's say I want to run a program at let's say every 1 minute or every 1 millisecond for some fantastic reason. Okay, so there you go. Hey, any questions, guys? Let's see if somebody got a question for us there. Morning, Everett. Morning, Mark. Hi, Wouter. Wouter, do you got a question regarding fixed scanning? Hi, good morning, Peter. I hope you guys have learned something in the meantime on how to use fixed scanning. So, anybody got a question? And I can help you with that. But if you don't feel like a question at this moment in time, you can always send me an email and I'll explain to you in more detail. Now, there's a question: where would you use a fixed scan program? Maybe there's a device out there that runs at a certain clock cycle, and you would like to extract data of it and make sure that you do read the data of the device at a regular interval, independent of your main program scan time. Remember, your program can be monstrous, and depends on how complicated your main program is. You don't want your maybe field information or critical field information to be affected in any which way. So then you would maybe run a separate program to deal with dedicated scan times, where one would maybe look at something specifically around timing, clock related information, where you can do a specific time recording, or you need to respond to something at an exact same correct time. Where else would one make use of an interrupt program? Yes, Edwin, thank you for that question. You would need to enable your interrupts, otherwise your interrupt programming is not going to work. Sorry, I missed that altogether, guys. Very simple and easy exercise to do. The command would be just as simple as typing EI, which means interrupt program enabled. Okay. So you would do that in your main program. So when your main program runs, your first entry in your main program, you would put the block in enable interrupt. Otherwise, interrupts will not run on the PLC. Okay. Thank you very much for that, Edwin. Any other comments? And obviously, you will just go and type in SM8000 or whatever you would like to start the PLC with. In this case, it's always one. Okay. Any other questions around the interrupts? Again, the most important thing about interrupting is don't use that pointer in your program. If you assign whatever interrupt between obviously 28 and 31, assign don't use any of these interrupts in your program. If you use any pointers, whichever way in your design. That was a well spotted one there. Anybody got any other question? Then I'm going to cut it short. And thanks again everyone for attending. Appreciate your time that you spent with us. So have a look at some details on our website. You're most welcome to go to our website and look at our support area for all your Android support questions and queries. Go and have a look at that. You can also go and have a look at Mitsubishi support knowledge base. We always keep that up to date. Always new information coming available there. and we will always learn new information. Maybe something that you were looking for is probably already there, and maybe just go and visit the website and you'll pick up some hints and tips there. Okay. What else is there? Well, I'm going to call it a day then. Thank you for very much for sharing your time, and we hope that you've learned something new today. Please like and click on the subscribe button. Also click on the bell icon so that you can receive notifications and not miss out on our live webinars. So Thursday's webinar will be about FRF 800 setup with the GOT. That will be live at 11 o'clock on Thursday morning, presented by Steve Brits. So if you have any suggestions around this presentation or other presentations, topics, please email Samantha B at adroit.co.za, and that will be Samantha B at adroit.co.za. We look forward to host you at another of our events, and we thank you again, and be sure to like and subscribe and click on that bell icon. Goodbye and stay safe.